to the City of Lowell Zoning Board of Appeals public hearing for June 23rd here. Just a few reminders: if you have an electronic device, if you can turn it off or put it on vibrate so it doesn't disrupt the meeting, it'd be appreciated. In today's meeting, you can join in person or you can phone in and or join through Zoom with planning with DPD ahead of time. All right, we're going to take one item out of order here. We have other business, 20 to 26 July Street. It's a variance extension request. Kojak Development Corp. has applied for an extension to their variance approval issued by the Zoning Board of Appeals in July 2024. The applicant obtained variance approval to construct a single-family home on the parcel located at 26 July Street. Good evening, Councilor.
Yes, Attorney George Theodoro, 491 Dutton Street, appearing on behalf of the applicant, Kojak Development Corporation. We were before this board and obtained the variances for 20 and 22 July Street, for 26 to construct a new single-family home, and for 20 July Street to allow that non-conforming home to remain on the lot. Not a week later, after we obtained the variance, July Street was repaved. So as a result of that, a 5-year moratorium goes into effect as a regulation. It's also a city and state regulation that no street opening permits are issued for 5 years, a moratorium on it except for emergencies. Notwithstanding repeated attempts, we kept attempting to try to obtain, to pursue the matter with the bond, to give the proper security, to repave the road once it's opened, and we were able to go ahead and receive assurances from the city, from the building department and the engineering department in May, so that we could post a bond to go forward. However, the variances will expire in July. They were issued on the 22nd of July in 2024. Therefore, we're before you for an extension for 6 months.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Councilor. That makes sense. All right. Any comments here? Mr. Hovey, do you have any comments for this extension request? Mr. McCarthy, do you have any comments for the extension request?
No.
Mr. Breer, do you have any comments for the extension request? No. All right. Let's go forward with a motion to approve the extension request, please.
Through Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for...
sorry.
An extension for 6 months.
Yeah, for 6 months, yep.
Through Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for other business, 2026 July Street, for a variance extension request for 6 months.
Second.
All right, motion by Mr. McCarthy, second by Mr. Breer. Can we have a roll call, please?
Chairman Peck.
Approve.
Member McCarthy.
Approve.
Member Briere.
Approval.
Member Hovey.
Approve.
All right, you've been approved. Wish you best of luck, Councilor.
Thank you very much.
Have a good evening. All right, moving on to continued business, we have ZBA-2025-17, a petition of the variance. The applicant is Peter Dendromitis, property located at 84 Walker Street. The petition has applied to the Lowell Zoning Board of Appeals, seeking a variance approval to add an additional paving to the property at 84 Walker Street. The subject property is located in the traditional multifamily TMF zoning district. The project requires variance approval per section 6.1 for relief from the driveway dimensional requirements and any other required in the Lowell zoning ordinance. Anyone here for Walker Street?
Johanna Delamas, 42 Litchfield.
Oh, are you the applicant?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I meant the applicant, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. We did get communication that they're requesting a continuance. It's just do that form they submitted. That's it, right? Okay. And then the next available hearing, they requested for August 11th. Is there open space in the agenda for that?
Yes, and we did have a spot open up for July 14th as well today. There was an application that was not actually eligible for what they applied for. So whatever the board chooses to do is fine.
Does my colleagues prefer any specific date? I know on that memo for the request, they requested for August 11th. Okay. All right. All right, so we're gonna move for the request to continue this matter to August 11th. Can I have a motion, please?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for ZBA 2025-17 for variances at 84 Walker Street to be continued to August 11th.
All right, motion by Mr. McCarthy to continue,
Second.
second by Mr. Hovey. Can I have a roll call, please?
Chairman Peck,
Approve continuance.
Member McCarthy,
Approve continuance to August 11th, 2025.
Member Briere.
All right, this matter has been continued to August 11th.
I approve that too.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right, matter's been approved, continuance to August 11th. There be no other notice regarding this matter for the public notice. All right, moving on to the next item on the agenda, we have ZBA-2025-18. Petition is a variance. The applicant is Greg Looney. Property located at 318 Andover Street. The applicant has applied to Lowell Board of Appeals to subdivide the existing lot at 318 Andover Street. The subject property is located in the suburban single-family SSF zoning district. The proposal requires variance approval for section 5.1 for the relief from the minimum frontage and lot width requirements and for any relief required in Lowell zoning ordinance. Anyone here for Andover Street? All right, seeing none, we did get communication that they're requesting to withdraw without prejudice. Any comments from my colleagues regarding this petition? All right, seeing none, can I have a motion to withdraw, please?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for ZBA 2025-18 for variance at 318 Andover Street to be withdrawn without prejudice.
All right, motion by Mr. McCarthy to withdraw. Second by Mr. Briere. Can we have a roll call, please?
Chairman Peck,
Approve withdrawal.
Member McCarthy,
Approve withdrawal without prejudice.
Member Briere. And Member Hovey.
Approve.
All right, the matter's been withdrawn. All right, going on to new business, we have ZBA-2025-23. Petition is a variance. The applicant is Marsha Herbert, property located at 246 University Ave. The applicant has applied to Lowell Board of Appeals to convert a 3-unit residential and 1-unit commercial building into 4-unit residential building. The property is located in traditional mixed-use TMU zoning district. The project requires variance approval from the zoning board of appeals, section 6.1 for relief from the lot area for dwelling unit requirements, the use of open space for dwelling unit requirements under section 6.1 for the minimum parking requirements and any relief required in Lowell zoning ordinance. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. My name is Ian Ainsley. I'm an engineer from Mazda Brem. I am here with Marsha Hebert, who is the owner and the applicant. So this is an existing building that's at the corner of 5th Ave and University Ave. It's an existing 4-unit building, 3 of which are residential and 1 of which is commercial. What we're here to do is to change the use of that. They're going to renovate the commercial unit and change that to residential. So we're here really for a change of use. When we do that change of use, there are some zoning dimensional things that get triggered that we would request variances for. The first one of those is the lot area per dwelling unit. So by adding a dwelling unit, your lot area per dwelling unit gets smaller. The requirement is 2,500 square feet. It's about 1,400 right now, and we would be knocking that down to 1,094. The second is the usable open space per dwelling unit. The requirement is 250 square feet. There's actually no usable open space on the property right now, so we would not be shrinking that. We're simply adding a unit, so the density calculation kind of increases in intensity. The third is the parking. So we have 7 parking spaces shown on the plan. If you were to do 4 residential units times 2, the requirement would be 8. So we're requesting a variance from 8 spaces to 7 spaces. You can see on the plan, the parking is right up against the front of the building. That's the existing condition of the property, so we're not proposing any site work to change the parking or anything exterior in the building. That's really the gist of the project. We do need to go to planning board to get a special permit for the use and a site plan, because once you hit 4 units, it triggers site plan approval. So I'm happy to get into the details, but that's just the project.
Okay, thank you, sir, for that summary of the project. Won't open the hearing up to the public. Anyone wishing to speak in opposition to this petition? In opposition? In opposition? All right, seeing none, that portion of the public hearing is closed. Anyone wishing to speak in favor of this petition? In favor? In favor? Seeing none, the public hearing is closed. We're going to open questions and comments to the board. The chair recognizes Mr. Hovey. Mr. Hovey, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. I was expecting to see a revised parking plan on this. You stated there's 7 parking spots. 5 of those are not conforming. They encroach on the right of way, so those aren't parking spots. I was hoping to see a revised, either triangular parking on this. I don't know exactly how to make the parking work, but we can't encroach on the right of way, because if a sidewalk wants to go in there, A, would have a curb, but B, you'd be parking on the sidewalk, and nobody could use
That is the existing condition of the property. That's how the parking is out there now. We look at this as we're really reducing the parking demand by going from commercial to residential.
Okay, but you're increasing the parking requirement. So, and there's no marked lanes on the parking lot right now. So you can say that's how the parking is, but it's not marked, so it's not how the parking is. So I think the change in usage is fine. I know we're dropping down on lot area per dwelling unit. Again, we're not doing anything to the building itself. We're just kind of converting that. But as you know, we have 3 families moving in across the street.
That's also us. That's Marcia.
I know. That's why I said, as you know. So parking is going to be tight there anyways. The 3 families all have 2 parking spots with no overflow, which is fine. It meets the parking requirements, but you're going to have people parking on the street. There's no parking available really on the street in this area, especially if, we're putting 10 bedrooms into a total of 10 bedrooms. You're not putting 10 bedrooms on one floor into this. So without a revised parking plan on this, I can't see myself voting for this. The off-street parking is a major concern. The change of usage is not a driving factor on this. I think makes sense. It's kind of one of the only non-residential first floor usage. I mean, there's convenience stores and stuff, but I'd like to see it happen, but I'd like to see a revised plan, especially on the parking. I don't know the answer to it. I just know that in good conscience, we can't take up a sidewalk, force people to walk out into the street, especially when I know you see it as a reduction in parking. I have a feeling it's going to be an additional parking concern there. So that's where I stand on this.
Understood. We got similar feedback from the planning board, so we are planning on taking a look at that. We wanted to come tonight, get feedback from the zoning board, so we can incorporate kind of all of that at once. So.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Hovey. The chair recognizes Mr. McCarthy. Mr. McCarthy, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm glad the building is going to 4-family, hopefully with the parking layout that we can all accept, because it means it's a sprinkler building, which is a much safer environment for tenants these days. So I'm glad to see that. There's a number of comments from staff. I don't know if you saw those. The site plan before us does not address those, particularly the snow storage and the trash dumpster location. At least I don't see that on the site plan.
Yeah, I can answer that sort of orally. The trash is city pickup, so it gets picked up in the front of the building. The snow storage typically gets plowed and put into this back corner over there, but I can demarcate both of those on the plan.
So I believe if it goes to a four-family, the city pickup for trash changes. Anything over three-family, I believe, is required that you, as a landlord, and I think that's where that comment comes from, that they're looking for where the dumpsters are going to be, since it's not city pickup over three-family. You might want to just verify that,
Sure.
because I
Yeah, I can
believe where
look at
that
that.
comment is coming from. Okay, and then also one of the comments is the access, if you're parking in one of those spaces along Fifth Street, how do you exit your car and safely enter one of the entrances without going into Fifth Ave? Is there an access at the front of the car that would
Yes,
allow
there
you
is-
to?
There is a gap that would be between the car and the building, and the cars themselves would be spaced, adequately apart so that you could walk in between the cars. I think it's about 2 feet from where I've drawn the parking spaces to the building. And that's what they do now. They exit and they go between the car into the building.
So I don't believe that meets the requirement for a pedestrian travel. I think it has to be at least 30, but it might be 36 inches in order for that to meet that requirement. So that's another comment that the staff is looking for a solution, or at least to be addressed.
Sure.
So I think in addition to, do you know how much the parking overhangs the property line?
So I did measure that. I think your space requirement is 9 by 18. The way it's drawn, they are 15 on the property and 3 onto
Wow.
3 onto the right of way.
It's going to be a big ask to get you to find a solution there that works. Okay.
Don't have it yet, but I'll figure it out.
Right. I mean, this is the opportunity for us in the city to correct a situation that does not allow for a reasonable sidewalk in the event that there's a work van or a pickup truck in one of those spots. The pedestrians on that side will be in the street probably more so than they would be on the sidewalk. So this is an opportunity where you're asking to go to a four-family for us to try to correct that. So that makes a lot of sense, that we're trying to see how creative you can be.
Yeah, I'm hoping to kind of take all of that,
Okay.
holistically look at it. Maybe the number of spaces will go down, but
I think you're right.
there'll be better spaces.
I think you might be looking for more relief for the number, but the spaces will be closer to meeting the requirement. Okay, that's all I have for comments.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McCarthy. The chair recognizes Mr. Breer. Mr. Breer, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm hoping you can adequately address the parking concerns. I believe that if you're successful in doing that, the odds of your winning approval of this petition increase dramatically. It's a good repurpose. It's great to see another unit added. And as Dennis said, you're making the building much more safer with the new fire prevention code that will have to be installed. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Breer. Sir, I think overall this is a good project, making the lot and the building just more amenable to the area. I guess similar concerns is you have a few things that need to be addressed and updated, and just some solutions to these problems. I think you heard some of the comments of my colleagues here. Did you want to go for a continuance?
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
You okay continuing to work further? Do you want to say anything? You don't have to. You don't have to.
So I spoke the other night. I've owned this building for probably like 33, 34 years. Never had an issue with parking. We did look at the parking situation where you could pull a little bit closer to the building. It used to be Boucher's Market years ago, so it was a grocery store. When I was a kid, that's where we used to, go to get a bag of chips. So what we've been doing is we've been putting our barrels and recycling in the front. So we could absolutely put those in the back, which would allow them to come up a little bit closer. I could line the parking lot if you want to see like how many, parking spots we have, but I've owned it over 30-something years, and I've run an electrology and a facial salon out of there for, I don't know, 30-something years also, maybe 35 I've been an electrologist. Never had any issues with parking. I am a landlord, I own several buildings, and we need 1 and 2 bedroom units. You know what I mean? The stuff that I have is larger, and I get so many calls and so many people that are in need, you know, that even people in my neighborhood that say, Marsha, please, do you have a 1 bedroom? Do you have a 2 bedroom? And a lot of times I have a 2 bedroom, and it's just, you know, it's just an older woman or somebody that wants a unit that, you know, that's why I'm really trying to, I'm retiring now, I'm at the age, and really like to try to get, you know, something usable in there. You know what I mean? What would I put in there if it was a commercial and it would take up just as much parking? University Avenue is loaded with vape stores, convenience stores, and barber shops. You know what I mean? To me, it just doesn't look nice. I care about my neighborhood. Been in Pawtucket forever, you know, from all my 58 years. And, you know, I'm really trying to do the right thing. And I will do the right thing. You know, I'm trying to, you know, do whatever you ask of me. But I've never had any issues with parking. You know what I mean? We can pull closer to the house. You know, I've spoken to my tenants. We really don't overhang. So I'd be happy to line. I'd be happy to do anything that we need to do. And that's it.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Herbert. I mean, your options are, you can address the things we talked about, put it on a plan, on paper, address it with DPD, or you can go through with a vote tonight. And just to let you know, there's 4 members, so you have to get a 4-0 for any approval. So the options tonight is you withdraw, address all the things we talked about, put it on a plan, on paper, or go through with a vote tonight.
Continue. Yeah.
Yeah, I agreed. Yes.
Okay.
When would your next available meeting?
Do you know when our next available? Is it July, you said?
July.
Yes, I believe it is July 14th is the Monday.
Is that July 14th good for you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay,
can make that happen.
okay. Any other comments from my colleagues? Mr. McCarthy, did you have a comment, sir?
I always aim for the stars, I guess. So as you look at diagonal or angled parking, I think you'll see that you have some opportunity to pick up green space, especially at the corner of Fifth Ave and University Ave. I think it'd be really helpful to soften the edge of that and make it look less commercial, more residential, and introduce some green space in that spot.
Sure. Yeah, we'll look into that.
Thank you.
All right, sir. So just to be clear, the few things we talked about tonight, if you can address it for the next hearing, a revised parking plan, trash, dumpster, pickup plan, snow storage, snow removal plan, just overall parking spaces, looking into spacing or removal or reduction of that. Anything else? Okay, all right. Can we have a motion to continue the matter, please?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for ZBA 2025-23 for variance at 246 University Ave to be continued to July 14, 2025.
All right, motion by Mr. McCarthy to continue the matter.
Second.
Second by Mr. Hovey. Can we have a roll call, please? Approve continuance.
Member Briere. Approval. Member McCarthy
Approve continuance to July 14, 2025.
and Member Hovey.
Approve.
All right, you've been continued to July 14th. We'll see you in a few weeks, okay?
Thank you.
All right, just for the public notice, there be no other notice regarding this petition. All right, moving on to the next item on the agenda, we have ZBA-2025-24. The petition is a variance. The applicant is Mad Jack 7 LLC. Property located at 110 Billing Street. The applicant has applied to Lowell Board of Appeals to construct a new single-family home at 110 Billing Street. The subject property is located in the traditional single-family TSF zoning district. The proposal requires variance approval per section 5.1 for relief from the minimum lot area requirement, the minimum lot area per dwelling unit requirements, the minimum frontage requirements, the maximum floor area ratio requirement, the minimum side yard setback requirements, and any other relief required Lowell zone ordinance. Good evening, Councilor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening to all. For the record, my name is John Geary of Geary & Geary LLP, 32 Church Street, Lowell, Mass. I'm here tonight representing the applicant, Mad Jack 7 LLC. With us tonight, we have Steve Lawrence. Steve is the principal of Mad Jack, and we have Matt Hammer of Landplex. As the chairman mentioned, we're here tonight seeking variances for an application in order to construct a single-family home at upon a vacant lot located at 110 Billing Street. 110 Billing Street is located within the traditional single-family zoning district. The lot consists of 5,952 square feet of land. The applicant's proposing to construct a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath home with approximately 2,000 square feet of living space. The home will also have the site will also have the necessary off-street parking for this district. There is an existing structure on the property. There's a garage to the rear of the lot. That garage is proposed to be demolished in order to make room for the home. The lot itself is relatively flat. There's a slight elevation running from east to west on the lot. The Billing Street, as you all probably know, runs from Bridge Street through Aiken Avenue. The neighborhood is densely settled. It's a mix of single, two-family, and multifamily homes. The specific relief that we are requesting tonight is for lot area per dwelling unit, minimum frontage, minimum side yard setback, and maximum floor area ratio. So the staff comments did a pretty good job of reviewing the requested relief, so I'll use those comments as sort of a roadmap to go through and review the proposal with the board members. So with regard to minimum lot area and minimum lot area per dwelling unit, the traditional single-family district requires that you have 7,000 square feet of land. As I said, this existing lot consists of 5,952 square feet of land. The comments note that the lot is larger than the two lots directly behind this lot on By Street, and the lot is very similar in size to 4 other lots in close proximity on Billing Street. In fact, the abutting lot at 106 Billings is almost an identical shape and size of this lot in terms of square footage as well. With our application materials, we have provided a neighborhood exhibit plan. That neighborhood exhibit plan shows well over 20 lots that are similar in size in terms of both frontage and lot area. So we provided that to show or to demonstrate to the board that what we are proposing is in character with the neighborhood. In terms of minimum frontage, as you know, the traditional single-family district requires 70 feet of frontage, minimum of 70 feet of frontage. We have an existing lot with 44.31 feet of frontage. Comments note that the amount of frontage associated with this lot is similar to other lots within the neighborhood. And although this lot is very narrow, it's also very deep. It runs at least 130 feet deep, which will ultimately provide for a tremendous backyard for the ultimate homeowner here. In terms of maximum floor area ratio, the requirement in the district is 35%. We're at 48%, I'm sorry. But because of the lot size, it's very difficult to get a home that's within the floor area ratio that's a good functional home. So we thought it was best to come before the board requesting that relief. I would point out that the developer has built this particular home in several other places around the city. It's a very functional home. It's a very popular home for home buyers, and I believe it will be popular in this site as well. In terms of the minimum side yard setback, the traditional single-family district requires 10, some of 25. We are proposing 5, some of 20.3. Again, due to the narrowness of this lot, when the lot was laid out 100-plus years ago, the dimensional requirements really weren't a concern. So we have this existing narrow lot, and in order to get a functional home on this, we need relief pursuant to the side yard setbacks as well. But again, the lot is fairly typical of what's in the neighborhood. The comments go on to state that the project review staff feels that the relief being requested is reasonable and it does not derogate from the intent of the zoning district, which is very important. Staff goes on to recommend that the applicant should work with the Greening the Gateways Cities program in order to determine which shade trees are appropriate for the lot. That's a great recommendation. We're happy to go along with that. I think ultimately we have an opportunity here to create an additional housing unit within the city. We can do so without derogating from the intent of the zoning and without any detriment to the public good. In fact, I would suggest the creation of a new single-family home in the city is in the public's best interest. We are creating additional housing when we find ourselves in a severe housing crisis. So with that, I'll turn the presentation over to Matt. Matt can review the plans with the board.
Thank you, Councilor.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Hammer.
Good evening. For the record, Matt Hammer with Lamplex Engineering, 60 Fletcher Street, Lowell, Mass. This is Billing Street here. The subject parcel boundary is here, amounting to 5,952 square feet. Currently, there's an existing shed or garage in the rear. That's proposed to be raised. The driveway would come in off of Billing Street and would provide 2 parking spaces, as well as a walkway coming up to a front porch to enter the primary dwelling. Additionally, there's going to be 2 shade trees proposed, and there'll also be drainage in the rear of the property for the roof runoff as well. As Attorney Gary pointed out, there's a significant amount of space in the rear, which will be for yard area, and this is a 3-bedroom dwelling. I can show you, run through the plans with you if you'd like. As Gary has pointed out, we've proposed this house in the past. This is the front elevation that's actually mirrored from this view with a front entranceway porch. The side elevations and the rear elevation here. Coming in the front entrance, you have an entry, living room area, kitchen in the rear, and a dining room in the rear of the house. And on the second floor, we have 3 bedrooms and a master bath and an additional bath on the second floor. And then I can put it over to the board with any questions you may have.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hammer. If that's it, we'll open up the hearing to the public. Anyone wishing to speak in opposition to this petition? In opposition? In opposition? All right, seeing none, that portion of the public hearing is closed. Anyone wishing to speak in favor of this petition? In favor? In favor? All right, seeing none, the public hearing is closed. We're going to open questions and comments to the board. The chair recognizes Mr. McCarthy. Mr. McCarthy, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's quite an interesting neighborhood over there. That map that was done showing the lot sizes adjacent and nearby is more mixed than I have seen recently.
Yes.
But certainly all on the small side.
Right.
I want to say, too, that the applicant, Mad Jack, has done some beautiful work on Powell Street. I was amazed at how fast those properties went up, and we're looking at that same house here. Oh, yeah. But they didn't, they were done. I mean, they went so well. And this is finding the middle ground for housing in the city. This is the kind of housing that I really think is missing in the single family. And it's a nice neighborhood over there.
It is.
So I just have a question about the lot adjacent to it, if you're looking from Billing Street on the left. So that lot looks like it may have originally, on the other side, I'm sorry, on the left, yep. Did that house use this lot, and was the garage and off-street parking accessed for that house?
No, it wasn't. I believe that the house behind it on By Street was the genesis of that garage.
Aha. I couldn't figure it out. I
Yeah.
was looking at it, and I even noticed in old Google Earth that they had concrete pieces on the street, as though they didn't want access to that garage for quite a while. So, okay, I guess that makes sense. So it's always been a lot.
Yes,
We're
it
asking
has.
for a lot of relief, though.
We are, but it's, again, due to the shape of the lot, the narrowness, but it's very, the green space that results is
It's nice.
be a very nice home when it's all said and done.
The off-street parking,
Yeah.
you've got a nice backyard, you've got a well-scaled house. It does fit that neighborhood
Right.
for sure. There are smaller lots. There
Yeah.
are lots that are only 40 feet wide. This is 44. So, but it is a lot of relief. I understand that a couple of the things on the relief are pre-existing, like the existing frontage of the lot and the, what is it, frontage and lot area. Lot area and frontage obviously is pre-existing.
Right.
You're not determining that lot's already existed, as though it was a buildable lot at one point. So,
Yeah, it was conveyed to the existing owner, which is, inherited to the kids in I think it's 1959. It's been around for a long time.
Okay.
As a lot.
Well, I'm glad to see the applicant, Mad Jack, here doing another project, and I have a lot of confidence that this will be done well for the community and for the neighborhood. So,
Thank you.
thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. McCarthy. The chair recognizes Mr. Breer. Mr. Breer, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I agree with our project review staff when they indicate that the relief is reasonable and the project in no way derogates from the intent of zoning. I think that new home will fit neatly in that neighborhood, and I will be voting in favor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Breer. The chair recognizes Mr. Hovey. Mr. Hovey, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. Just a point of clarification. I don't think we're in Canton here, but the inversion, is that on the elevation or the site plan? So is the site plan right and the elevation's inverted, or is it vice versa?
Hi, Mr. Hovey. The site plan's correct. It's
Okay.
it's the elevation that gets mirrored.
Okay, gotcha. And the reason I ask is I like the spacing between the two properties on either side. Your property to your right, you have a little more side yard there, so if we're tighter on our side here than the one on the left, that's good. No, I think it's a good project. The Powell Street work is done professionally, and there's no complaints there, so I have no doubt that this will be the same.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hovey. Yeah, my colleagues said it all. I think this is a nice project. A lot of relief you're looking for, but I think it's all reasonable requests. In my opinion, you show a lot of restraint. Probably could have requested bigger. We would have had a tough time, but I think this is going to fit in well with the neighborhood. Yeah, I don't have any concerns. All right, if there's no further comments, Mr. McCarthy, do you have a comment, sir?
I'd like to suggest that we adopt one condition based on the staff comments, that the applicant work with greening the Gateway Cities program through DCR in order to find the shade tree species that balances both public good and logistical realities of the site.
Yeah, that's
You okay with that?
absolutely
Yep.
agreeable.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. All right, can I have a motion, please?
3, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for ZBA 2025-24 for variances at 110 Billing Street The applicant is looking for relief from minimum lot area requirement, minimum lot area per dwelling unit requirement, minimum frontage requirement, maximum floor area requirement, and minimum side yard setback with the aforementioned condition.
All right. All right, motion by Mr. McCarthy, second by Mr. Briere. Can we have a roll call, please?
Chairman Peck,
Approve a condition.
Member McCarthy,
Approve with condition.
Member Briere,
Approval.
and Member Hovey.
Approved.
All right, you've been approved.
Thank you. We appreciate your time.
Wish you the best of luck. Thank you. Have a good evening. All right, moving on to the next item on the agenda. We have other business here. We have minutes for approval for June 9th. Any comments, edits, revisions for the minutes from June 9th? All right, seeing none, can I have a motion to approve the minutes, please?
Three, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from June 9th, 2025.
All right, motion by Mr. McCarthy to approve the minutes from June 9th.
Second.
Second, Mr. Hovey. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed say nay. The ayes are unanimous here. All right, any other comments from my colleagues here? Before we move to adjourn, seeing none, can I have a motion to adjourn, please?
Three, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
All right, motion by Mr. McCarthy to adjourn.
Second.
Second, Mr. Hovey. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed say nay. The ayes are unanimous. We are adjourned. Thank you. Have a good night, folks.
Recording.